Hello, good people. How is everyone? I believe you are fine. Hi, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time you are watching this video. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jemienaftaly, a pediatrician by profession. So here in this channel, it's all about kids' welfare. I create the awareness and also the know-how on common illnesses affecting children while growing up. And I do this in a language that every person is able to understand. I try to avoid using medical terms here. I want to use a usual language that people are able to understand. Welcome to today's episode, and we are doing now the common newborn illnesses and maybe try to see what we can do about it. In our previous episode, we were differentiating what is normal and what is abnormal when it comes to newborns, and we said mothers tend to mistake the normal to be abnormal, and we tried and clarified that. So today we want to see what are the illnesses, the common ones that come to hospital, common illnesses that newborns get. So get tuned and let's learn together. Our first common newborn illness is something we call eczema. I'm sure you've heard of it. Eczema is a skin condition. You find that it is a skin condition whereby it is not continuous. You find that mostly the face, especially if these kids are brown, you find another layer, a very dark one, or even opposite. A dark kid might get a skin discoloration that is very, very light. So it is not continuous. So this is what we call eczema. So you find babies, the whole skin, others are peeling. So you find that the skin is not the same. The color is not the same. The face is different from maybe the neck, the legs, and also the hands. So this is what we call eczema, and it is very, very common, and this really worries the mothers so much. So what should we do about it? Most of them just clear. They clear on their own, most of them. And here we advise moms to avoid perfumed, the soap, and also the oil that they are using on these babies. It should not be perfumed. Just use a plain something. Just use a plain oil, or even plain that doesn't have perfumes, because this is what will affect the skin of these babies. Be very careful with whatever you use on these babies. The soap, in terms of soap, and also in terms of the oil. So that is number one, the eczema, very, very common. Another common newborn illness is heat rash. This is a heat rash, very, very common. Heat rash is usually, they are rashes that are very small, and they are reddish in color. So mostly you'll find them even in the private area of this baby because of the diaper. We have heat rash, and also we have something we call diaper rash. So when it comes to heat rash, we also reassure, we avoid giving medication, not unless the baby is really itching. If it's really itching, we can maybe use something, an antihistamine that prevents these newborns from scratching. But if it's not so much, we leave it. We advise the mothers to not overclothe these babies, because you find that the baby has been clothed excessively. We tell them, especially around the neck, so we tell the moms not to overclothe these babies, depending with the weather, how the weather is. If it's too hot, you don't overclothe. You don't overclothe these babies. So that is the heat rash. About the diaper rash, also we are saying we find it around the genital area. This is whereby we tell the moms, first of all, to prevent this diaper rash, first of all, you do not change from one diaper to the other. Remember, there are very different types of diapers, and each diaper has got its own chemicals. So you use this today, you use a different tomorrow, and a different the day after tomorrow. So definitely this will affect the skin of these babies, because the skin of these babies is very, very sensitive. So we have to use one type. That is one thing that we recommend. Another way, we tell them to make sure that the baby is always dry. Other mothers will make the baby stay with the wet diaper for so long, and the skin ends up coming out. So we get that heat rash, and it is very, very dangerous, very uncomfortable to this baby. Some are very worse, they even look like a wound, and it is very, very painful, especially if while the baby is passing urine. Remember, the urine is acidic, so you can imagine it just itches and it is even more painful. So we advise that they keep changing the diapers of this baby so that they keep them do not keep the babies wet. Other ways we try to tell mothers, we try to encourage them about the diaper rash. We tell them to apply a significant amount of oil. Remember, the one that is non-perfumed. So a significant amount of oil in each diaper change. Every time they are changing the diaper, they wipe so well, and then they apply significant amount of oil, non-perfumed oil. I hope this is clear. We are talking of non-perfumed ones. So this is a way of trying to get rid of this diaper rash. Another common illness, we call them colics. Colics. So colics are very, very common, and mothers really come to hospital because of the same. Colics is whereby they are abdominal, we call them abdominal colics. They are abdominal pains. You find the baby coiling, the baby is going to coil and also crying, and especially while passing urine. So colic is all about the gas. So what we tell mothers, remember, we tell them that after breastfeeding these babies, you should always burp the baby. Place the baby here to burp so that that gas comes out. So this is a way of reducing these colics. Don't run to the chemist to get those, I don't know, gripe water, I don't know what. Please don't rush for those things. Some things they just clear. Too many children, they just clear. It is very common in newborns, and they go up to around 3 to 4 months. So when you find this is not abnormal. Don't come to hospital every time. So what we advise mothers is to breastfeed these babies until they get enough. When they get enough, they pass stool. During the time of passing stool, the gas comes out. So also burping, we are saying, is another way of removing this gas from. It is usually the gas. Colics are the gas. And in most cases, severe cases, you find that when you are examining, we find them when we are examining these babies, we find that the abdomen is very swollen, and it is usually when you percuss, it is usually the gas. So we advise the mom to breastfeed. The baby gets enough milk, then they automatically pass stool. When the stool is coming, you find the baby is fatty, so that gas comes out. And this is how we do away with these colics. Hope this is clear. Other common illnesses in the newborn, we have nasal blockages. You find babies with nasal blockages most of the times. So what we advise, again, avoid strong perfumes on these babies. This is something that is common nowadays. So again, get rid of those perfumed soaps and also the perfumed oils. Even you as adults, whatever you're using in that house, avoid strong perfumes, because these babies will breathe these perfumes and eventually they get blocked. Also, something else, mothers love using what are they called? These ones you put in the clothes for the good smell. What is it called? There is that something they use on babies. So with that, most of them are very, very much perfumed. So avoid. If need be, please avoid, because it is not really necessary to use them. We better not use them and eventually don't get this nasal blockage, because their clothes will be there with that strong perfume, and now the baby breathes that throughout. So please avoid that to prevent this nasal blockage. The other one is refluxes. It is that I can call it regurgitations. You find the baby removing the breast milk from their mouth. Again, it's all about burping. I believe you know what burping is. What I mean by burping, placing the baby here every time after breastfeeding. you try to tap after they breastfeed until there's a sound that tells us this milk has gone down. So don't make the baby sleep immediately after you breastfeed without having burped first, so that these refluxes can reduce. What we are aiming at in refluxes is that we want to place the baby in an upright position. We want an upright position so that the milk can go down. So that's also another way we try to tell mothers is that make sure even after burping, when the baby, you are placing the baby to sleep, ensure that the baby is sleeping sideways. Use the side. Don't make the baby sleep upwards. Let them sleep by side, so that even when that milk comes out, it just comes out so easily on the side like this. But when you make the baby sleep upwards, now that milk goes back to their noses and this baby gets choked. And it is very dangerous. We find sometimes losing these newborns. You see, very serious and something that one can avoid. So refluxes, you want to place the baby on an upright position. Burping, ensure the baby is sleeping on their sides, so not upwards or downwards. So I hope this is very clear. So those are some of the common illnesses that mothers will come to hospital. This is what will affect the newborns mostly. The newborns, remember, the newborn is that baby that has been born, and we are saying they are very, very positive. They're very, very sensitive. So let's be careful about all these things that we are saying. I felt there was a need to tell people this because this is what we see commonly on our daily basis during the practice. So thank you, my people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for those who have subscribed. For those returning subscribers, thank you. God bless you. I'm really, really grateful. To those who have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to be part of this family. Also, hit on the grey notification bell so that you can be among the first people to know every time I'm posting a new video here. Thank you so, so much. Until next time, bye-bye.